Your next section is going to be your risk assessment. Here we're going to have several questions that we need to ask on every assessment. We have suicide ideations, homicide ideations, whether they deny or admit, and past suicide and homicide ideations, deny or admit. If they do admit to any of these, you need to have follow-up questions prepared and your standard clinician questions such as when's the last time you thought about it? Do you have a plan? What is your intent? Can you explain that to me? And then you might have to go in to your safety contract and evaluate immediate concerns with the client. And if it's past suicide or homicidal ideations, how long ago, how often did they make reference to these? The next one in your risk assessment is the non-compliance with treatment. Is there any time that they have not been compliant? If so, why? And what? Because that gives an idea as what's going to be their compliance this time around. Is what service is going to be best for this client? So you're going to have to want to see what they utilized in the past for compliance. Prior behavioral health inpatient admissions. And if it says yes, then noted above in the mental health section, it should be noted in there if they have any prior admissions. History of multiple behavior diagnosis, that should have also been noted above. However, you want to make sure that if they have a history, what those are here. Witness to any domestic violence or have been involved in any domestic violence. This is either the perpetrator or the victim, or if they witnessed it. That needs to go under this domestic violence section. Child abuse. This, you have to remember that this could be, there's non-physical, sexual, emotional denial of critical care. So you want to evaluate that section and note that here, with child abuse, also above it states whether or not CPS has ever been notified, so that kind of gives you an indication of whether or not where to go with your follow-up questions. Eating disorder, I always ask eating disorder, and I tend to always put in a sleeping disorder too. Do you have any trouble eating or sleeping? And they'll say yes or no. If they say sleeping, they'll say getting to sleep or staying to sleep, or both. So just remember, you got to ask those follow-up questions. Prior substance abuse treatment gets noted here, and if it's noted here, you probably had some information already assessed up above with details on that admissions. And then access to weapon, and if it's a yes, then we need to have a safety plan regarding that, especially if their risk assessment is high for suicidal, homicidal. We need to put in place our safety plan. If you have any questions, please go ahead and email me or give me a call. Thanks.